Welcome back to the channel. Excited about this video. As you can see, the title is Social Media Etiquette, and I just want to get right into it. So social media is one of the most powerful tools that we have today. It connects us, it educates us, and it opens doors that we never had access to before. But at the same time, y'all, we're all aware that it can divide us, it can distort truth, it could tear people down. And the truth is, social media it's not neutral. It magnifies or amplifies whatever we bring to it. So today, what I want to try to do is just kind of emphasize the importance of individual accountability in terms of social media etiquette. Not just platform rules, not just what these platforms say we can and can't do, but how we choose to show up online. And I want to give four principles that I believe can help us use social media in a healthier, wiser, and more intentional way. All right, so the first point is social media is a tool, but it can also be weaponized. And the reason why I say that is it's like any tool, it can be used to build or it can be used to destroy. If you look at a hammer, for instance, a hammer is, when it's used as a tool, it's used to knock nails into place so that it holds something in place, stabilizes things, whatever it is going to do. That's what it's supposed to be used for. But as a weapon, someone can take a hammer and use it against another person, another animal, or to even destroy valuables. And that's what social media has the power to do. It could be used as a tool to bring us closer, to encourage, to inspire, to bring attention to, but it can also be used to destroy people, because we can begin to shame people. We can be passive aggressive. We can be subliminal in our messages. It's just so much that could be said. But the point I want you to take from this principle is to ask yourself, when you're interacting, when you're using social media, are you using it as a tool or are you using it as a weapon? All right, point number 2. Platforms have rules, right? But the rules are the floor. They're not the ceiling. And what I mean by that is it's not necessarily the standard. It's like the bare minimum. Every platform, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, they all have community guidelines and rules. They exist to prevent extremes, but they're not the standard for someone who's mature or desiring to be an upstanding citizen, an upstanding person, a person of good character and integrity, and to show etiquette. And that's one of the things I tend to notice, is that it's almost like we live as a people to where it's like, if we're not breaking the rules, then don't come at me about accountability. Don't come at me about a standard. It's like, I've already met the standard. Where in reality, the rules are the floor. There's so much more that we can be intentional about doing as we interact with other people, as we present ourselves, and as we engage with others, to make sure just that we're doing our part. Because it goes beyond what's allowed, what's necessary. It's like, is this helpful? Is this honorable? Just something else to consider. All right. This is not they're all important principles and points, but this is a big one. Point number 3, social media is not a place to air out personal business. It's just not everything needs an audience. One thing I've learned is like, privacy is a luxury now, and it's unfortunate because it shouldn't be that way. But it's like, privacy is now a luxury because in every situation. I don't know if it's because of our addiction to social media, because we need a dopamine hit, or because we just don't care about ourselves or others, that we find it necessary to put our personal business or other people's personal business online. It's insane. It's really crazy. It's not, as one of my friends said, it's not your personal diary. It's not your therapy session. It's not a courtroom. And I know at times oversharing can feel like we're being transparent, but it oftentimes exposes us to it's exposure without protection, essentially. So it opens us up to attacks. And social etiquette, I think this needs to be said, it's a twofold thing. It's how we that's how we protect others and how we protect ourselves. It's just important. One of the things I've been telling my acquaintances, like, I think people need more community, more trusted friends, more wise counsel, and more intimate and private spaces, so that they can have an outlet to not share everything online. And honestly, everybody's grown, so you can do whatever you want, but it's important for us to realize it's not a place to air out our personal business. All right, point number 4. I think this is the most important, because I think if we do this, everything else kind of flows from this. It's our online presence reflects our heart and our faith. How we show up online reveals what's happening inside of us. I know people may try to say, oh, it's not that serious, but it is. The way we post, the way we comment, the way we respond to people that we disagree with, all of it reflects our heart. It really is. And there's a verse in the Bible, especially for believers. Now, this point, to me, it leans more into a faith conviction. But our online presence matters because it's part of our witness, And I know that can be a spectrum, because you have some people who will say, oh, you shouldn't be playing nothing but gospel music if you I'm not even talking about that. That's kind of the extreme here. When the heart is right, it's not necessarily about whether a song is written with Jesus' name in it, or if a song is written with secular frameworks. It's more about, are you using this music to guide someone and to guide your post in a direction that's unbecoming? That's what it comes down to. Considering the language and whether it's vulgar or not, But the verse I wanted to mention is Luke 6:45. It says, "For out of the mouth speaks what the heart is full of." And essentially, this is why our online presence reflect our heart and our faith. Because when we're posting, when we're commenting, when we're interacting, we're showing what our heart is full of. And lastly, I'll just say this. Social media etiquette is, it's not about being perfect. I want to be very clear about that. It's not about being boring and not being creative. Because it should be fun. You should be able to have creativity. It's about being intentional, right? Building up rather than tearing somebody down. Protecting yourself and others rather than exposing. And speaking with wisdom instead of impulse. That's what this is about. These principles are about using social media as another means, right? As another means to push your life forward in a good way and others' life forward in a good way. Now, there are always going to be bad apples. There are going to always be people who rebel and oppose, and no matter what, they want to be dark, they want to be wicked, they want to be evil. They just don't want to do what's best for others or even themselves. That exists, but that's not the standard. We should be striving to live by a standard that causes us to be mannerable, that encourages us to show proper etiquette, and I think that will help not just us, but help our world. Every bit of light exposes, or should I say, push back darkness. If I was to turn this light off, I wish I had the remote to where I could do it. If I was to turn this light off, you would see how dark it gets. Now, of course, this light can't light up this entire building. It can't light up my entire place. But the point I'm making is this little light, it does enough to push back darkness so you can see me, so my message can come across clearly, not just in tone, but also in presentation. So when you're interacting on social media, every little thing you do, every word, every post, all of these things push back darkness. It's social etiquette in one sense, but in another sense, it's really shining the light of Christ, shining the light of your character, shining the light of what's inside of you, shining the light of your upbringing and how your family nurtured you to be, shining the light of what your friendships have groomed you to be and how they're watering you to be, shining the light on just how you're evolving and how you care about humanity. So just remember that. I just wanted to encourage you with those things. I think it's important. Most of us are in these spaces, so we should be considering these things. That's what I had to share. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and let's have a conversation in there. I'll catch y'all in the next video.